Hey, peoples, it's your girl, L. Rachel Valentine with Rachel Valentine Consulting, where I help business owners to start, launch, and grow their business. And I enjoy doing that. And so, one of the things I wanted to come on and talk about today is budgeting. As a business owner, especially as a new business owner, there are things that you are going to need and you're going to be able to use or utilize for your new business. And sometimes, excuse me, we overextend ourselves. Most of us have to start our business by bootstrapping, that means that you're starting it from ground zero and you're having to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And that's the case for a lot of minority businesses, unfortunately. And unfortunately, we do not have the same access as maybe some other maybe nationalities or just people who have the ability to significantly invest in a business, right? And when I look at that, I understand why people are sometimes hesitant. But what happens is you just have to be confident in what you have. And to start that means you're going to have to generally put in a budget. If you did a business plan, if you did a business plan, and it doesn't have to be that in depth. You can do a 1-page business plan, you can do a 2-page, 3-page, whatever the case may be. You can do those things and then have something in writing. And to have something in writing that kind of gives you a pretty good guidelines, but in that business plan, should go over some of the items and processes and things that you would need to start your business. There are so many things that go into it. And it's funny to me that people can start it, but they may not be able to finish it or complete it because they don't have the revenue that's coming in, or they don't have a loan to back them up with it. And for me personally, I believe that having a budget, not just a business budget, but a personal budget in place is going to be able to help you achieve the levels that you want to, as far as when it comes to business ownership. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how to schedule or set up your budget, and we're going to start with the important one. The very important piece is personal budgeting for your personal account. When it comes to budgeting, you have to put everything in place for you to be able to keep up. And keep up with yourself and with the things that you're doing. And that's significant, of course. That's got to be done with every business. It doesn't matter what it is. The first things that you're going to do, the first thing I tell everybody is to track your spending. Take 1 month and track your spending, everything that you're spending money on within that month, because it should give you a sense of, hey, this is what I spend my money on. It will tell you where there are leaks. It will tell you things that you may need to cut out. It will tell you those things that you have to do in order to make your life better and easier when it comes to your budget. So the thing that I tell, like I said, tracking your money. Tracking your money can be done either, most people have in their bank account now, they get a report or whatever that can display exactly what you've been spending money on, or you can keep a notepad or something like that when you go into the store, or just keep all of your receipts from any and everywhere that you go. And so at the end of the week and the end of each week in that month, then you tally those things together. You put them in an individual category and put all of that stuff into one. And you're going to do this every week until you get to the full month. I will probably start at the beginning of a month so that I don't have to try to figure out, okay, I got it. When is this? When is that? When is this? But, every Friday or every Saturday at the end of the week, go ahead and tally those up, put it in a spreadsheet, put it in a document, put it in QuickBooks or whatever you have, whatever you use to track and maintain those types of things. And so once you've gotten that in place, that will allow you to create your budget sheet. Your budget sheet is where you take everything that you've been spending money on and create a category for it in your budget sheet. Now, I use spreadsheets because it's easier to calculate, and there's a lot of already, what do you call it, spreadsheets that have already been created to get a budget or to set up your budget. Now, once you have completed the tracking and you have completed the tallies of the items that you're spending, and then when you go into the next month where you see, okay, well, I've been spending a whole lot here, or I've been spending a whole lot there, and I promise you at one point in time I should have invested in Starbucks because I knew I was making them rich, really rich. But once you get all of those things, you categorize them. Now, some people say, okay, well, I can put this here, put that here, and this is miscellaneous. There is no such thing as miscellaneous. It must go into a category. Your bills coming in, your bills going out, all of that stuff needs to be on there, written in there. But then you have to also put on there, okay, well, this is what I paid, JEA, that's revolving. Nah, what the heck? My mind is drawing a blank. No, okay, so that's your fixed bills. And then you have things like credit card that may be flexible, or groceries that's definitely flexible. And so those are the things that need to be written out. Okay, but what about if you are a person that likes to eat out, right? That person, you should tally up how much you're eating out, because sometimes you'll realize that you're eating out so much that technically you could be saving a lot of that money. I had a friend was eating out $400 or $500 a week, or at one point in time, it was really, really high. I think it might have been for 2 weeks or something, and just paying for other people's stuff as well, which is great if you have it. And there's nothing wrong with doing it once in a while, but when you're talking about you're eating out for lunch and dinner and maybe even a midday snack every day, it adds up. So that may be a category that you want to decrease. And I say decrease because a lot of times we think it's okay to just spend if you have it. But how is tomorrow going to look if that's all you have? The thing is, with a budget, when you're creating your spreadsheet, everything that you do, everything that you found that you do on a regular basis, you need to add that as a category. If you're eating out, add that as a category. And also, you can put a limit, a cap on yourself as for when you do eat out. You can limit that. When you limit that, say, okay, this is what I've allotted myself for this week to be able to eat out. I've allotted myself $75. And so that $75 is what you have in order to spend for your eating out addiction, basically, at that point. And because things like coffee, you don't even think about it. You go to Starbucks or wherever, and you're spending $3 or $4 for coffee, and sometimes even more. when the actuality is that you didn't need that. You didn't have to have that. So if you chose to do it, I'm not saying that you can't do with your money that you show that you need to do or want to do. Of course, it is your money. But what I'm saying is to think about what it is that you are doing and make the proper decision of, hey, do I need to scale back? I scaled back on not my internet. I gotta have my internet. I scaled back on my TV though. I don't have cable, but I do have a program that basically works as cable, and it's only like $25 a month, which is so much better than $100 a month for a stupid Xfinity. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Xfinity, and I don't care. Ridiculous. And that's what it is. So that means I had some extra money coming in. I traded in my car. When I traded in my car, I was able to decrease the interest rate and the payments of the car. So it just made sense. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, last night I had a dream that somebody I'm not going to Martin Luther King, right? I did have a dream that somebody had hit my truck or something like that. Oh, I was devastated. But anyway, I digress. So basically, and I'm going to wrap this up. I really am. Because the things that you know is that you have to do a tracking for a month. You have to set up categories in your spreadsheet. And that goes even down to like I rent movies sometimes from Xbox, Redbox. And so even those movies I have put into my category on my spreadsheet. So don't try to combine categories or whatever. Use them as they are. Redbox, I put that there. Eating out, I put that there. And shopping, if I want to go buy something, I put that there. Now, granted, you don't have to put, let's say you have a bill or money that you're spending that's periodic, right? So I don't spend any money per se every month on shopping. I would like to, but I don't. I don't spend that much money on, well, what I do is I say, okay, I don't spend money every month on shopping, but when I do, what is it that I have allocated for that? So if I put in there shopping, then I'll say, okay, this is how much I have to shop. And since I don't do it every month, maybe I'll do it every other month or every 3 months. Then what I do is I say, okay, well, this is how much I want to spend at the end of these 3 months. And then I break it down into 3 payments, basically, to myself. So by the time I go from March and April, right, of however much I'm going to spend, then on the 3rd month, when I add the last payment or saving or whatever the case may be, then I can go and get some shopping done. I can get some items that I've really wanted or whatever, but it really is a matter of self-control, because I can tell you right now, I'm not the best at self-control. I'm really not. But at the same time, you have to be able to do certain things that will improve your life and be able to help you to get better at your spending. Everybody is different. A lot of people weren't taught that. I wasn't taught that. And so I know that it can be difficult. It can be very difficult. And a lot of times that you need to have that person that will be able to help you to do that, to grow and to put together a basic plan of how you're going to start budgeting and continue budgeting. So that's probably the first part of this video series that I will be doing about budgeting and credit and all of those things, personal and business, all of it. So the next time, I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to talk about the next time, but I'm going to just continue to this series of different videos and trying to help you as a person, as a business owner, to be better in ways that you didn't think you could be, or just to help you tighten up. Everybody needs that at some point in time. So this is your girl, L. Rachel Valentine, and I thank you so much for listening and tuning in. I will see you and hear you at another time, and I look forward to coming on again. Bye-bye.